Oh, who would that leave us in charge? Oh, Lord.
No.
From the New York Post. Harris slammed for going maskless at D.C. school while students covered up. Vice President Kamala Harris was ripped after foregoing a face covering while visiting a Washington, D.C. school. People still wear those, huh? While several students masked up despite the optional guidance. Now, Monica pointed this out to me before the show started. My eyes, and sometimes reading all this news and your internal biases, they glaze over a little bit. My eyes went right over that word. Optional guidance. And at first I was looking at this and I'm just like, this is the insane thing. And like they say right here, Ted Cruz put it best: rules for thee but not for me. And the Republicans all came out against it. Like Andy Biggs out of Arizona said it was abhorrent to see the vice president of the United States flaunting around a stage while children were fully masked next to her. If the Biden-Harris regime had the ability to keep all Americans, including children, in masks forever, they would, he continued. Keeping masks on Americans and their children is not following the science. And that was my stance, too. I was very upset. Like, look at this picture. God, that lady she's a demon. But anyways.
She does look like she's about ready to eat some small children there, doesn't she?
Yep, I see that. I'm like, that's a sick picture. And you scroll down and there's another one. But then you look at the picture a little closer and you go, wait, that person there doesn't have a mask on. That girl right there doesn't have one on. Even though the publicity pictures all show masked individuals. So I do think this is a form of a psyop. At the same time, you're 100% right. The fact that like this picture right here looks so infuriating is actually conservative clickbait, because it even said at the beginning of the article, it was optional. And where's that other picture with the...
And this is one of those rare instances where I'm like, okay... At what point do we have to say she's now doing what we want her to do, to go into places without a mask on?
Yep.
To stop pretending like this is a thing that needs to continue.
So I would answer your question by saying, and we can blame Mitt Romney because he was one of a few Republicans who didn't show up for the vote on the federal mask mandate that Biden was pushing. When they completely dropped the rules across the board, this is something that I think should actually be celebrated. Like you're insinuating.
Yes, when they come forward and say, we're done with this and it needs to end.
Unless you want it to.
But we need to be more open to that idea.
Yep.
Instead of saying, well, if you made us wear a mask, you have to wear one now.
Yeah.
That doesn't get us anywhere. Whereas I think at this point we need to go, okay, you know what?
Yeah.
Camel Toe, you did great job. Good job. No mask. But...
well done.
The fact that we had to angle the pictures to show the kids in masks behind them. And realistically, if the kids want to wear their masks, it's just like anything else with kids. I'm just
going to show that picture one more time.
Where she looks like she's about to lean across the table.
Children.
Yes.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Oh, my God.
No,
I can't look at it
Biden
anymore.
smells children.
Oh, I was actually quoting Hocus Pocus. Like she was going to, she was going to eat the children. Because that's what that picture looks like. That is terrifying.
And if it's it's one of those things where if you don't feel comfortable for whatever reason and you believe that works for you, I would hope that if that was the teaching that I had for our kids, which it's not, but if it was, I would want them to listen.
And that's a good point. The children in that, as bad as that photo may look, at least, like I said, at first glance, you look at it and you're like, that's sick. She's not wearing a mask, but all the kids are. The masks are optional, so all that's represented is, like you said, the parenting. That's what's represented right there. The parents are the ones who say, you have to wear this mask, wear it, because most of those kids are, but some of them are not. And
in that particular area, I'm sure it was probably really drilled into them that you always have this on.
Yes. I mean, I have seen, how do I put this without, getting banned from all media, demographic reports that certain demographics are clinging to the idea of a mask a lot more than others.
Yes.
And it's a history thing. You can look into certain things that have happened in the past, but the point is, they're being extra cautious, and no one can fault them for that.
Yeah.
If you see somebody, if I see somebody alone in a car with a mask on, I will 100% make fun of them. But if I'm just out and about and I see somebody in a mask, I don't really care.
It needs to stop being a thing.
Exactly. That's the big thing.
We need to stop trying
right
to push it on people who don't want it, and then allow the people who want to continue
Yeah.
with that behavior to continue with it. It's
Yeah.
like a lot of other things. What they do with or without their mask does not affect me.
Exactly. And that's the best way to look at it. And the problem is, again, this goes back to what we were talking about with the conservative and libertarian mindset of you do you, I'm going to do me, and if I'm not interested in what you're doing, I'm going to walk the other direction. The problem is that's a mindset that you and I'm going to use the very loose term our side, but at least people with that mentality believe, like the live and let live, you can wear your mask, whatever. The problem is those other people look back. Oh, you see, I'm generalizing again. I was going to say they look back at us and say they should be wearing a mask, but even that sect of the population has shrunk considerably.
Yes.
It's like the crazy mask people who are like, everyone should wear a double mask. Ah. Those people have shrunk. You're right. You're right. It all starts with us. It starts with everybody. We need to stop generalizing.
We as
them,
Americans need to stop attacking each other.
You are right. All right.
We need to get to the point where, okay, she didn't want to wear her mask. It's an optional thing. And there were kids who did. Who cares?
Yeah. 100% agree with you. That's a really good point. That was a really good article. You're right. We were actually debating whether or not we wanted to talk about that article because who cares about Kamala Harris? But at the same time, it is a really good point to be made that that article is intended to draw outrage from conservatives. And unfortunately,
Over her doing what we want her to do.
exactly. This is one of those rare cases where, like that Stacey Abrams picture from a month or so back where she was sitting there like with this big goofy smile amongst a whole room of children that had masks on. But there was a mask mandate. So that was a cause for outrage. But you're right.
That would make me angry.
And it did. But this, yeah, you're right. This is something different. If anything, God, I can't believe I'm about to say this crap. Kamala Harris did the right thing.
I know.
Okay.
It doesn't make up for everything, but it is a small step.
Oh, we don't make up for anything, but you're right. You even